All right, Joe, welcome into the LA Sports Brotherhood. It's me, Ryan, here with my brother Matthew, and we're here to do our first monthly report. We want to take a look back at all our off-season additions after the first month of some change at this point. And frankly, this is kind of turning into a picture of the month video as well, because we're going to talk about Tyler Glasnow today, and he's been incredible, honestly. So, Matt, you want to talk to us about his performance so far?
Yeah, easily my favorite pitcher on the staff. He's been absolutely incredible. 2.7 ERA through 7 starts, a .9 WHIP, and he actually leads the league in strikeouts. He's been our ace. He's been unbelievable. And so we've seen 3 pitches from him. The dominant fastball, we've seen the slider, and we've seen the curveball. He got off to a little bit of a slow start with the curve. Had a lot of trouble locating it. I actually made a video about it, a breakdown on him. He's just so intriguing to watch. He will just pump a fastball by you 3 straight times, and you can go sit on the bench. It is that good of a pitch, that fastball. He has good control over it. He'll throw it up. He'll change eye level. He'll go inside, outside, whatever. And it's like he's a guy. What makes him so tough to hit is he's a guy where you don't want to get 2 strikes on him because the slider, the curveball are filthy. So you're gonna want to be aggressive in the count. But the pitch that you're gonna be aggressive on, you're gonna get ahead of in the count. Hitters are hitting 187 against that fastball. We got to be aggressive on that pitch. We're hitting 187, but that's the one we got to hit because if we get to 2 strikes, there's 3 different ones that can make us look silly. And he's just been incredible. He's had one blow up start where he was very clearly sick. It was one where we're like, well, is he okay? Like, well, this just looks so different. And then the reports come out he's sick. It's like, okay, of course. He's been going deep into games. He's been efficient. The only thing is, like, there's been a couple like stretches where it's like 4 pitch walks, but he's dominant. And it's not like, oh, he's had a low ERA. He throws 100. He has filthy stuff. He gets strikeouts. That's exactly what this Dodger staff needed. We didn't need an ERA guy. We needed a dominant pitcher. You're going to give the ball to him in game one, and he's been just that.
100%. Looking at his stats from year to year, smaller sample size, obviously, but like four seam fastball 2023, opponents were hitting 236 off him, which isn't good, but you think consider 236 compared to 187 this year, massive, massive difference. And also, it's even more massive because he's ticked up his fastball usage 13%, 43% last year to 56% this year. It's just purely dominant. The slider also they're hitting 50 points lower this year compared to last year. It's just it feels like everything's clicking, you know. And what I like the most about it, even though obviously I would prefer more whiffs, is that the whiff percentage is actually 5 points lower from 2023 to 2024. It's at 20% against the fastball, where it was 25% last year. So to me, that kind of means, at least based on the results we're seeing, that he's getting just better execution like around the zone, and that it has so much life that even when he misses a little bit, because he has kind of missed inside a few times or like missed over the plate, it's just so effective that it's even more successful despite it missing fewer bats. Yeah, I can't say enough about how much I've loved what I've seen from him. Um, he has oh he's done for the month, right? I believe he's no more starts in April.
Yeah, yeah, that's his last one.
Yeah, so frankly, going for the first month, through the first month, incredible. His fastball run value, which is a baseball savant stat, which is basically just how effective your fastball is. It is 100th percentile. He literally has the best, most effective fastball in baseball. And I don't know, it's just there's something so wonderful watching a pitcher overpower players so much, but also still being a real pitcher. Like he's touching 99 sometimes deep into games, but then in the same at bat, he might throw a fastball at 96. Like he's really just developed this ability to pitch and not throw. And this is something he's talked about specifically. It's like a development, you know. It's a mental change also. We talked there's this thing about this massive uproar about injuries, which are certainly unfortunate, but it's the idea of max effort throw every single time. And Glasnow isn't doing that. And frankly, I think it's maybe making him a much better pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, and you talk about a guy like Bobby Miller who is upside through the roof, but he's got to learn how to pitch. Glass now has learned how to pitch, and he's one of the best. in the league currently. He's going to be in the Cy Young conversation. He already is, and it's just been so fun to watch. Not only like just to see the actual stuff, but to see the production, to see him go deep into these games. He's the only guy to go 8 innings. He has been exactly what we needed last year. And he's a very likable guy. The fans love him, but like you said, there's something about him being 6'8" and just blowing fastballs right by you, missing bats,
Yeah.
where it's like, man, he's one of those guys. So taking a look at his pitch usage, he is 56% four seam, 25% slider, 17% curveball, and 1% sinker. You can kind of just throw that out. How do you feel about the pitch mix? As you said, the fastball's up quite a bit. Do you want to see more curveballs? Do you want to see more sliders, less fastballs? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with where we're at. Um, I think maybe if the curveball could become a little more consistent, he has changed up a little bit. I know a big talking point from us and from everybody around the Dodgers was that his curveball was different. Like he was throwing that spiked curveball. He's changed. I think he's relented from that. He's still spike one maybe in a game, but I think he's really trying to make them more competitive pitches, which is really made him more effective in my opinion. Um, so maybe if that continues to come around and the slider is essentially a cutter sometimes, but then also sometimes it's nasty wipeout. So actually, you know what? No, I'm fine with the pick switch, specifically because he could change the shape of the slider so much, and he still can change the shape of the curveball. So functionally, it's like having 5 pitches because you can throw 2 different types of sliders and 2 different types of curveballs, even with such a limited, 3 pitch mix. Even with such a limited like 3 pitch mix, it feels like a lot more. It's so much more for the pitchers to handle, for the hitters to handle.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. I mean, I asked because I love the usage so far because when we hear like Oral and all these guys talk about it like all the time, like pretty much every start. Like when he came here, it was like that curveball was the out pitch, and then he's working on the slider. I am just thrilled that the slider is now like that most consistent pitch because the curveball is like that out pitch where it's
Yeah.
like it's gonna get a lot of swing and misses, but he throws a slider more. And you said like it looks like a cutter sometimes. He has mastered the 3 pitches to have a dominant fastball, then throw the slider, excuse me, and then the curveball to be that like out pitch. And like I'm glad you mentioned he can kind of change like the shape of the pitches. So really, it is kind of like 5 pitches. And I also love that in my breakdown, I covered like the curveball. We're going to see a lot of balls with it. I think I'd like that he's making it more competitive because that's just going to be more strikes, more swing and miss, and also give him more consistency with it. So we're like, it's tough when you're working with 2 pitches, but I think that curveball's really come along, and he's. I kind of compared a little bit to we're talking about a four seam, a slider that kind of moves like a cutter, and a nasty curveball. We've seen a lefty do that. Kershaw had done that for the past 10 years. And I really do see like a lot of similarities between those 3 pitches. And it was the same thing with curveball. It was like Kershaw, excuse me. The four seam, the curveball, and then he got the slider around. And once he got the slider, it all clicked. And that was like his main pitch to where the usage is mostly fastball slider, and he'll throw the curveball in there to kind of mix it up. That's where I think Glasnow has gotten to it. I think he's mastered this. No adjustments, just keep perfecting these 3 pitches.
100%. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Glass. Love to see it. Yeah, we'll be back with some more type, overview, monthly, like kind of players to look out for, good or bad. But yeah, love what we've seen from Tyler so far, and just hope he stays healthy and keeps doing it. So yeah, see you. Go Dodgers.